Hey, Push Pass Nation, come on in, check in, post a message, let us know that you're here. Simone Matthew here, coming to you to share a very important, a very heart wrenching story with you. Today, we are joined by Miss Leanthea Packett, and she is here to tell us all about that very devastating fire that we heard back in February 27th of this year, where her two children, Ninka Lewis and Carl Lewis, unfortunately lost all their possessions. So come on in, check in, share the live, let everyone know that we are here. We are here to community as we seek to assist these young people who are both very industrious young people trying to make a life for themselves. And unfortunately, a fire completely destroyed their land. So let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to our guest as she introduces herself and she tells us about what happened in that fire. And unfortunately, I think they're still reeling from the impact of the fire. So neither Ninka nor Carl is here with us today. But again, their mom is here to represent them. And she's such a dedicated mom. We've been in constant contact over the last couple of days, and she's just been telling me everything that her family is going through right now. So without any further ado, please go ahead and introduce on.
Hi, Simone. Thank you for having me again. I am Leanthea Packett. I am from the village of Granby, from the Commonwealth of Dominica. Those who do not know, it's a Caribbean island. I am very saddened by the incident of that fire which occurred. Actually, I am a self-employed single mom. I have three adult children. Ninka actually is the second, and Carl is the last. Carl has been with Ninka living in that one bedroom apartment in Granby since I traveled over the holidays. Actually, I am out of state just for a few months. I traveled just recently, and it was really sad that as soon as I traveled, I mean, a few weeks after I traveled, I got this sad phone call, and it really hurt as a mother, not being on island, getting this very sad news about a fire. As we know in life, we sometimes don't really expect the unexpected. It was indeed an unexpected situation that occurred, resulting from a fire. And this fire occurred as a result of a neighbor, a relative neighbor who is not of sound mind. He had candles in his house at night, during the night, and it was very early, about 7 o'clock in the evening, when he put the candles to light. And apparently, he went out with his partner, and they forgot to put off the candle, and they came back. They thought of coming back very late in the evening. So it didn't take long after they left. I think the candle maybe fell, but we don't know exactly what happened. But the candle got in contact with clothing, and then that fire took place. So whilst his place was on fire from the inside, it was not easy for the neighbors to observe. They only observed the fire at the point when it really took the wooden structure from his end. And because both structures were at very close range, because we are all related, and so they live in the same area. By the time neighbors saw that fire and called the fire department, and they also took their hose from the area trying to put that fire out, it was not simple, because that fire went ablaze very quickly, because both structures were wooden structures. So within minutes, that fire consumed everything. Just inside of a one bedroom house went down within minutes. And unfortunately, she and Carl were out in the village and were not able to salvage anything from that fire. And she's also an electrician by profession. So all her electrical tools were also damaged in that fire. So that's another plea she has been bringing forward, to get assistance with some electrical tools and to assist her to get some stuff to help her build up, because we have been doing our best as a family. I'm a single parent. I'm also self-employed as a project manager. But it is not easy to recover everything that was in that structure, because I know she had almost every living thing there since after the hurricane. That structure was built recently after Hurricane Maria. So I know after she built that structure, she worked hard. We also worked together to build up and put everything there that she can have to use as a person living in a one bedroom house. So
Yeah, and
honest,
yeah, and I want us to get a better sense of who your children are, who Ninka and Carl are, because I think you were so proud of them as their mom. So kind of just tell us about life before the fire. You said Ninka is an electrician, which I think is quite impressive for a young lady in Dominica. So kind of just tell us what their life was like before the fire.
well, before the fire, when I thought of traveling for a few months, actually, it's first time I left them out of Dominica for more than 2 months. And I mean, it was not an easy decision. When I told them that I was planning to travel to visit some relatives that I've not seen for so many years, and I also wanted a little break from Dominica, I decided to get out during the holidays to take a few months out. So Ninka was the first one who said, "Yes, mommy, you can go, and Carl will be okay. Carl will be okay with me. He will be with me. I have a one bedroom apartment. Everything is there. Carl can be there with me." So I said, "It's okay, no problem. I'll still be in your life whilst I traveled." So I am that mother who is very close to all my children. My first child is a boy. His name is Tariq. Ninka is the second, and Carl third. Ninka actually became an electrician about 3 years ago. There was a program at the college, and she was called to sign up for this program. And back home, people have that mentality that most electricians are male.
Right,
But
unfortunately.
yeah. So when that program came about, I told Ninka, mommy is an educationalist. I believe in education. Because sometimes I do part-time lecturing when the opportunity comes, but it's not really a full-time thing. So I also do research paper to assist people and students who have challenges in doing research when they have challenges, because some people do not have the patience to go to the computer and do some work. So I've been pushing Ninka. So when that opportunity came, I said, Ninka, try to do something that you like. So it was a maintenance course, but the top thing about it was electricals. So she told me, Mommy, it's more for men. I tell her, go, register. If you like it and they accept you, go ahead. They accepted her. When she started the program, she told me, Mommy, there are 16 male in that class and 2 female. I said, wow, 2 females? I told her, it's all right, go. Just give it your best shot. I know your potential. I know you are intelligent. I know you are an A student in school. Go and do it. She said, yes, Mommy, I'm going. I tell her, give it your all. And she gave it her all, and I was confident that she would also top the class.
Right.
At the end of the training, her tutor called and told me, "Do you know Ninka top the class?" I said, "I'm not surprised. I know her potential. I know she's intelligent." Then he said, she got valedictorian, and we would like her to come and give a speech during the graduation and receive an award and so forth. So when I broke the news with Ninka, she was like, "Mom, I am not like you, brave, and I am scared of the camera. I am scared of people and to talk in public." I said, "It's all right, Ninka, but go and just say a few words. That's all you have to do." And then she got the award. I was at the graduation. I was really proud seeing that my daughter topped the class, top for the
Yes.
men. And
Yes.
then she worked with Burton's and Company for a little while. That was during the pandemic. And during the pandemic, a lot of people back home lost their jobs. So she had to start as a self-employed. So I told her, register your business so that people can get better recognition. I did that with her. She registered it, and then she decided she's going to do self-employed until something comes up. And I have been with her, supporting her to get little jobs around and so forth. But we know how hard it can be sometimes for especially a female electrician to really push through. But many people who she did jobs for accepted her for her work. And then I was proud of again when I met some guys who worked in government, because I was also employed with government for many years. So I knew a lot of the government electricians. One met me in town and he said, Leonfield, I want to tell you something about your daughter. I did do some testing on some electrical works in some areas, and I was told she was the one who did the electrical wirings. And I said, yes, I know she's an electrician. He said, yes, you should be proud of her because all the houses that she did electrical wiring for, she passed our test.
Wow. So it seems like she was getting set to break some glass ceilings in Dominica, breaking the barriers that electricians are only male
Yeah.
in Dominica. So I can tell that you're just beaming with pride with regards to who your daughter Ninka Lewis. And unfortunately, she's not feeling her best, so she cannot be here with us today. But tell us a little bit about Carl as well, your son.
Well, Carl actually is about 19 years. Okay, Carl has not really been employed full time.
Right.
Carl was called for an interview because the mother I am, I really push them because we know teenagers and young adults sometimes they need that drive.
Yes.
So I take pleasure in driving them to reach their goals because I am a goal achiever myself. So when I before I left, I sent a few applications out for them. Then Carl was called, and the people also called me because I also put my numbers sometimes in case they do not get them. They can also contact me. So they did not get Carl, and they immediately called me. And they spoke to me and they told me that Carl was accepted for an interview for a job at one of the companies. And they gave me the dates and told me try to get in touch with him. They also want to talk to him before the interview. So I called Carl and I told him about the interview. That was before the fire. So he was very excited. But that same week, he had to go to that interview. It was about the same week, a few days after the fire. And he was like, Mom, my shoes, everything burned in the fire. My shoes, my good clothing, and so forth. How can I go to that interview? You are not on island. I was like, oh my God, try to go. He was like, Mom, no, I'm not feeling for it. I do
Wow.
not want to go to the interview and then I did not do well. I am just not feeling because I'm still feeling that pain of my sister and that fire, and then he did not go to the interview. So since then, that's where he is. He's waiting. We sent out some applications again, and I told him, try to build up, this courage in case he's called again for an interview, that he gets that courage. And we will deal with the fire incident in a different way because I know their personal effects also other than food. They are young.
Yeah.
I take
Yeah.
care of food for them and certain personal effects that I can manage, with some close relatives and friends. But the electrical tools and also stuff to really put back in the apartment immediately, the furniture and all that. It is I mean, when I did a rough calculation, they are costly.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no way, we can get them immediately. And then, luckily, the government of Dominica came to her aid when they saw the extent of damage done as a result of the fire. They actually got an apartment rented in Granby.
Right.
But they also said they would assist, any way possible. But as we know, I mean, being objective, the government cannot help everyone at the same time.
Right. And with everything as well.
Right.
Yeah, so I can tell that you're super proud of your children. So again, here we have two young people. We talk about Dominicans and young people not wanting to work. We have two young people who want to work, who want to be gainfully employed, but they have unfortunately lost everything. So let us say good evening to everyone who's joining us via the Facebook Live. Don't forget to share the live. Let everyone know that we're here. Sandra Norris, I see you. Good evening. Thank you for being here. Euclid Roye. Am I saying your name correctly? What part of the island? It's Grand Bay. Miss Roye, if you're asking. We also have Rosalind Sevre McLean is here with us. Great to see you, Rosalind. Aura Burton, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Claudia Carlton, Jean Merrifield Banis, Roxas Benoit, Vernie Vash is all here. Anthony Simon, thank you for being here. Curly Langley, thank you for being here. So don't forget, share the live, let everyone know that we are here. And I think we have some comments already coming in. Sherry Ann Doriville corrected and said that it was Grand Bay. Thank you, Sherry Ann, for that. Jade Merrifield Banner says, good evening. Euclid Royer, really government help who they want to help. So you see, that's a whole other conversation, and I'm sure that is a conversation we can have as well. But again, I just want to show you guys what the fire looked like, that unfortunately engulfed the entire building where both Feliante's children lived, Ninka and Carl Lewis, and unfortunately they've lost everything. So we are just asking for anyone who's able to do so to make a donation. I went ahead and pinned in the comments section the options for making a donation, because I know there is so much need in our communities. There's so much need wherever we live, but we can all admit that some of us have even greater needs that are more urgent. So if there's any donation that you can make towards these two young, promising people, and of course their mom is super proud of them, then I would really encourage you. No amount is too small, so I would really encourage you to make a donation. So Leanthea, you started telling us about the fire, so kind of just walk us through that again. So there was a neighbor and they left some candles burning. So
Yes.
were their home destroyed as well in this fire?
Well, actually, they were not of sound mind. They are called like back home what we say as paro.
Yes, drug addicts.
Right. So then the guy, I mean, he has been on drugs for over the years, and he came by his immediate relatives. That was like a little abandoned area. So he has been living there for some time, but people recommended that he should not have been there because of his capabilities of negligence. You know, they fought
Mhm.
with fire. He likes to use candles. He likes to use certain things that he maybe will not be aware that the danger of it. So then the relatives after the fire, they put him in another area where if he has to use fire, it is more of a concrete structure.
Well, I mean, it sounds like he almost has to be supervised to ensure that he doesn't start another fire and cost somebody else their home and all their property.
Right, right.
That's
So
unfortunate.
yes, but
Yeah.
the Ninka structure actually, because I think because it was made out of plywood, it really went down
Quickly.
so quickly, even compared to his side. There's
Right.
still some part of his structure that is standing as
Mhm.
compared to Ninka structure. So the firemen believe that because it was made of plywood, that structure is easy to get on with fire and
Mhm.
so forth. So that was where we were because it happened within minutes, you
Yes.
know.
Yeah, so tell us when you were first alerted. So did someone call Ninka? How were you guys first alerted that there was a fire? And praise God, no one was in the house, or were they? They weren't in the house, right?
They were out
Okay.
in the village.
Okay.
Then a friend of ours who knew me very well and knew how I would have taken the news, knowing how close I am with all my children, and
Hmm.
just knowing I left them just for about a few weeks, 6 weeks of that. And then I got that news, I got that call, and
Hmm.
I was like, "Are you sure?" Yeah, the person said, "Yes." So instantly when the person told me Ninka house is on fire, I was like, "What?" And what happened? Was she there? And so forth. And he said, no, she was not in, but the neighbor, from what she understood, left these candles on. And
Hmm.
then as a result of that, the candles may have fell, got in contact with clothing and so forth. And then the fire occurred so quickly and because we are neighbors and we are related. So it's
Hmm.
like about the houses were like 2 to 3 feet apart, very close range.
So
So
you were the one who called Ninka to let her know there was a fire?
no, Ninka friend called
Mm.
me from Bago,
Okay.
and she
Okay.
told me Ninka is so devastated that Ninka is not able to talk to me.
Wow.
And then I was very hysterical and
Hmm.
emotional because
Hmm.
I know the pain, especially knowing that I was not on island to
Hmm.
be there to give the quick relief and comfort to them.
Right.
And so then from that moment, I'm a very faithful and praying person. I
Hmm.
had to pick up my strength because I know my strength is also their strength back
Yes,
home.
strength. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
Right. So tell us in terms of the community response, because we're very big on the power of community on this program, that we have the ability to assist each other, even if, we may rely on government for some things. But I think it is so important that we can rely on each other, and who knows what we may need tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
as soon as we're done with this program, I do plan on making a donation because I know that it is much needed. But so tell us about if there's been any community support, the Red Cross. Are there any social services in Dominica
Well,
that
well,
would assist someone like this who has lost everything? So let us
everything.
kind of talk about that. The community of Grand Bay, if they've been able to support the community of Dominica, the Red Cross, any organizations that we might consider if unfortunately someone else faces a devastated event in Dominica.
Well, yes. Generally, I must say thank you to those who already made donations. Some people actually contacted me and let me know that they were dropping some clothing.
Good.
Some people also dropped food items. Some people gave cash donations because she made it clear that that same week she did a job. She did two jobs during that period before the fire, and I knew she told me because of our closeness. She told me what job she did, and she told me she had the money there waiting to pay her monthly bills and would probably go to the bank and make some saving, but her priority was to pay her monthly bill. So she first, when I got in contact with her about the fire later the evening, she said, "Mom, my money to pay my bills, all that burned in the fire."
Oh my, she had money in the
Yes,
house.
she had money there. And I knew she had it there before the fire because she told me before the fire she did a job and she had the money there waiting to pay some bills at the end of the month. She didn't want to go to the bank yet to save some money unless she paid some of the bills that she normally pays monthly because she's
Mm.
self-employed. So when she told me about the money and other important things she had there, I told her, it's all right. It's already lost. Let's focus on what God can do. I want you to build your strength. Let's see what we can do together. But I am a public person myself. Okay, I am used to publicity. I am used to people. I do trainings, workshops sometimes when the opportunity comes. So meeting and interacting with people has been a normal thing for me. But I know her. She does not like interacting publicly. She
Right,
always feels she's shy. She doesn't know if what she said, the people will accept what she said. So she
right.
rather let me do public speaking on her behalf when
And
situations.
that's absolutely fine. It's good that you are their strength when they still need that strength, because I can tell that you were teaching your birds how to fly away from the nest
Yep,
because they had already done so successfully. And this is one of the reasons that this is so devastated, that you've worked so hard to raise your children, right? They
yep,
were both on track. Carl had an interview lined up, and Ninka had her own little self-employment job that she started herself. And now here comes this fire. But God has a plan. I always believe that God has a plan. It may be a devastating event right now, but something good is going to come out of all of this. So she has to be faithful and she has to be strong. And I want to thank you personally for being so strong for your children. But before we continue the conversation, let us just once again greet everyone on the Facebook Live and thank them for being here. Katharina Durant, thank you for being here. Julia Pond, Joanne Bennett, Dorival, Grell, Josie, Earthly Vidal, my mom, Medina Santos, Juanita Santos, Simone James, Lovella James is watching. So thank you for being here. And also thank you for showing your support by being here. Don't forget, we've tagged the information with regards to how you can make a donation, because I know we are all suffering. It's all been a devastating impact with COVID-19. But as you can see, there's some of us who are in even more urgent need in our community. And I certainly believe in the power of our community to help those who are most in need. So, Leanthea, so now tell us, where are they staying right now? So you said they got an apartment. It is in Grand Bay?
yes, in Granby.
Okay. And how has that been working out for them?
Well, it is kind of fully unfurnished. It is unfurnished, so
Right.
it's like Ninka told me. Well, a friend donated a mattress and some other little stuff for her kitchen and so forth. But what she's saying is like all her kitchen stuff got burnt in the fire. And
Mhm.
some stuff I also had secured in a storeroom close by,
Mhm.
it also got burnt. So it's like
Right.
what I would have given them also from some stuff I had, it
Mhm.
was close range with the fire. I
Right.
had a barrel full of some stuff that I know she could also use as a
Mhm.
result of the fire. But when I called and I asked her, was anything secured in the barrel? She said the barrel was not totally burnt, but everything got damaged in the barrel.
Wow, that is devastating. So I'm going to share the list of the items that you are looking at in terms of what the children need right now. So we see the bed, mattress, sheet sets, pillows, all that information is listed there. And Leantha, if you could tell us as well with regards to the page, the Facebook page that we talked about, where more information, if anyone wants to make contact with you, they can go on that Facebook page and reach out as well. And also on the flyer, let me pull back up the flyer as well. There's
Yeah.
the contact information. So just tell us about the Facebook page, your Facebook page, where folks can reach out to you as well.
Well, I also have my personal Facebook page, which is Leanne Fairpacket. It's easy to
Mhm,
find me. And
mhm.
also, we have the Macas Dominica, which is a consultancy business. So these are the two Facebook pages that we are using as a result of soliciting assistance or donation.
Right. And Marcus is Macas,
Yes, Dominica.
Dominica. And let
Yes.
me play the video one more time so everyone can probably take down the phone number that is listed as well. So give us 1 minute. And yes, so again, just the information that we need in terms of how we can assist Ninka and her brother, Carl Lewis, and Carl Lewis, that's the name of a runner.
Yes,
So,
he was
he's
named
going to have
after.
to draw on that fortitude. It just clicked in my brain that Carl Lewis was an Olympic runner.
Yes, he was named after Carl Lewis.
So, he's going to have to tap into his namesake and get the strength to be able
Yeah.
to push forward. But this is a question for you as well as everyone on the Facebook Live, because I think it is so unfortunate. We hear about this incident, but is there an organization in Dominica who is able, like, if there's a fire, automatically this is where I need to go to get assistance? Is there such an organization that's available, like the Red Cross, or are you just left to your own to figure it out?
Well, I was referred to the Red Cross. They said they don't do monetary assistance, but they do have some supplies that they can offer because they also assisted a lot after the hurricane. A lot of the assistance that they gave a lot of homeless people came from the Red Cross. But when I got in contact with them, they said they can assist according to the supplies that they have, although some of their supplies are limited
Yes,
from
because
their
of the
end. But
hurricane.
yes, so they
Yeah.
did make it clear that they may just have a few things they can assist with, not on a general term.
Yeah, and the other aspect of this conversation we also have to look at is counseling when something like that happens, because I know that both your children are suffering, and I'm just wondering if there's any opportunity to be able to speak to someone about, I cannot imagine losing everything that I've worked for. I
Yes.
simply cannot imagine, and I think most of us cannot even fathom the thought of
Mhm.
losing everything that we've worked for, especially when you're just starting off and you're
Yes.
starting to see the fruits of your labor,
Yeah.
coming to bear, and then to lose everything. So, is there anyone she's been able to talk to? Are there mental health services available for both of them to seek out? How is she handling this?
Well, honestly, I did not get much support on this side because I know back home, as you know, I don't know when last you were back in Dominica,
Mhm.
but even after the hurricane, people suggested a lot of that type of assistance to people who lost all their homes and different things, and it was very limited. I know we do not really have that kind of exposure, but I can probably see maybe who I can locate.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important because my concern is that it stagnates their
Yes.
development, because here
Yeah.
they were, I'm sure they were excited to be
But of
able to
course.
have their own place away from mom. They're
Mhm.
independent, they're starting their lives together, even if they had to shack up together, it's okay because
Yeah.
you're starting off. And
Yes.
now to have the rug pulled from under you like that, I just don't want it to become a situation where they're not able to rebound.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
unfortunate that we don't pay enough attention to mental health
True.
in Dominica. So can you think, I don't know if you guys are affiliated with a
Oh,
church, a group?
well, there was a program a few weeks before the fire. Sometimes I do listen to some of the programs by home. And I
Mhm.
remember Carlton, the one who represents Jolly's Pharmacy, he was
Yes.
actually talking about mental health, and I did
Yes,
learn
he's
so
been on
many
here with
things.
me. Yes.
Right. So I could
Yes.
probably get in touch with him to
Please.
see how she can get somewhere, because honestly, every day I am one of her closest friends, and
Mhm.
best friend. So I always, every day, every minute, I expect a message, a call, or something, some reaction as a
Mhm.
result of her depression.
Right,
So
right. And we can't take it lightly, because I think we take mental health way too lightly in Dominica, and we
yes.
don't see the long-term impacts
Mm-hmm,
that it
mm-hmm.
has on our people. So I would really encourage you to find someone she can speak to, a close confidant, someone from the church, someone from a group,
Yes, yes.
someone she trusts to help her to fight her way out of the darkness, because depression is really, just a very dark place to be, and sometimes it can be so difficult to
Yeah.
get out from it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, I want to wish you well. I want to wish the kids well. We have Pauline Hector is here. Nice to see you, Pauline Hector. Is that Pauline Hector that went to convent with me? That name sounds familiar. Adelaide Joseph, great to see you. Don't forget to share the live. So, as we get ready to wind down for this evening, Leanthea, again, I want to thank you for joining us, telling us all about, your wonderful children and how they were starting their lives and where they are right now. And praise God, they have a roof over their head.
Yes.
But I think, in addition to the supplies for the home, what I am really concerned about is for Ninka to be able to get back her supplies to do her work. So, do you have
Yeah.
any sense of what she needs in that area, or she would know better?
Well, as she said, most times, most of the tools are for electrical connections,
Hmm.
electrical repair works, electrical wiring. So those who have electrical background,
Hmm.
they know exactly some of the tools. We have testers, screwdrivers.
Right.
I I know sometimes she use drills
Hmm.
also, because sometimes when they go out, according to how hard the concrete work is, it's difficult to really go through. So I know she also used the mega meter, something to that extent.
Hmm.
So these are some of those I am familiar with that she uses when she goes out to do the electrical wiring.
Yeah, and Loftus Jura is an incredible supporter of this program, and I know he will eventually see this program. So hopefully, he as well is an electrician.
Oh,
So
great.
hopefully, he would be able to, advise in terms of what she needs, and maybe just
Yes.
lend her a little hand, lend her a little coaching, a little
Yes. Yeah.
support, because again, we have to just tap into the power of our community to be able to help each other. So, as we get ready to wind down, any final thoughts you want to share with us this evening?
Honestly, I would really like to thank especially those in the Granby community who really came out during the fire, whilst the fire brigade was struggling to get the fire hydrant to connect. Many people came out and tried their best. But again, it was beyond our control and everybody control to get it under control. But what I really want to do before I leave is to thank you very much
Oh, you're
for
welcome.
reaching out.
Mhm.
Thank Matt Peltier, who has been for weeks discussing with me, trying to get Ninka to come on air, but she was just not able, And then eventually, I ended up being the one when he spoke to me last week. I tell him, well, it's okay. I'll do anything to comfort my children. So if it means that I have to come on air, I will do it. And then when you also contacted me, I did message her. I sent her your message. She read it and she replied to me, Mom, talk for me, please. When she said that, I know that feeling. She would not
Mhm.
have the strength to
Right.
come on to really talk. I mean, I carry the pain, but I am strong and brave enough to be out there and not being emotional because my emotional time is consumed. Now my time is to get back on track.
Right, right.
Support
And
of
and
everyone.
yeah, and I also want to thank Matt Peltier because he's the one who sent your information to me. So very special thank you to Mr. Matthias Peltier Jr. over there at Q95, the big station, for doing your part to ensure that this message continues to spread. We're on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube Live, and also I will do a rebroadcast of this program on Untapped Potential on TDN Radio. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just also want to really personally thank Vince, Honorable Vince Henderson. He came immediately after that fire. He was on spot. They called him and he came to their rescue. He actually called me personally after the fire and told me how he gave his support and that he will do as much as he can as the parliamentary representative for Granby to assist. But as we know, back home how the government system operates, the immediate need, it's not going to happen as soon as Ninka would have expected. So that's why when she reached out to me and said, Mommy, so how are you can you get me some help? Can you? She knows my potential.
Right.
So she came to me and asked me to get some help otherwise because she knows sometimes from the government side it's not as easy as she would have liked it to get certain things so that she could get back on her feet slowly.
And she
But
has to be patient. You know, she
yes,
has patient. I know she lost everything in a matter of minutes, but she also has to remember that it didn't take a couple of days for her to acquire
to achieve.
everything that she had. So if anyone has anything from the list that we shared that you can donate to Ninka, and what would be a best way to get in touch with you guys? Is there a phone number or would you prefer email? How
Well,
can the public get in
well,
touch with you?
WhatsApp. We use WhatsApp a lot.
Okay.
Yes, and on the flyer, the WhatsApp numbers are there, and also those people who said they could donate from the US. I got a few calls from the US from Matt program when Matt had the program. So some people from the US, there's a US number on the flyer. Also, there's the WhatsApp number. We also have an account at National Bank that some people are using to make donations. So normally when you do the donation, please put donation for Ninka. Put something in that regard so that we know exactly it's the donation for Ninka.
And for those who will listen to this program on Untapped Potential on the radio, the phone number, the contact number, 767-315-7442. Again, 767-315-7442, or the US phone number is 470-997-7769. One more time, 470-997-7769 is that US phone number, and you'll be able to get all the other information. Someone is asking, Rosalind, what is your Facebook name? So again, it is MACAS, Macas Dominica. You know how to spell Dominica. So that is one of the options on Facebook, Rosalind. And she also says, it is appreciated that you thank the government of Dominica for assisting you. Well, Rosalind, we have to thank everyone, right? So we have to thank the government of Dominica, and we have to thank all the Dominicans, regardless of color, regardless of affiliation, who choose to come out and support. Because I think sometimes we get so caught up in this, politics that it
Right.
blinds us to the needs of our people. So yes, it's important to thank the government of Dominica, but just as importantly, it is important to thank those who do not see party colors and
Mm-hmm.
simply sees another Dominican who is in need, our brother, our sister, who is in need and willingly jumps in. So Cheryl Dangleben, thank you for being here. Good evening. I'm listening. So let us once again thank everyone who joined us via the Facebook Live. Laura Dees, Geraldine Roberts, Erning John St. John. So thank you everyone for being here. And again, Leanthea, thank you for being here. Thank you for being the strength for your children. Thank you for being the wind beneath their wings when they're not strong enough. You stand for them, and I can tell that you are adamant in trying to find the assistance for your children. So again, thank you for being here, and thank you for being a part of the program. Of course, we encourage everyone to follow Push Past 10 as we continue to grow. We continue to do our outreach. We continue to do our part to support our brothers and sisters at home and abroad. And again, I am Simone Matthew. It is great to be here with you. Click the notification button so you will know next time we go live. And don't forget, this Wednesday on Q95, we have a big program coming up on Roots Connections on Q. We are talking about career trends. So again, April 13th, 2022, career trends that we should be considering in order to advance our lives and our beautiful country, Dominica. So again, I want to thank you for being here. You have yourself a pleasant evening. And again, Leanthea, thank you for being here, and all the best to you and your family.
Thank you again, Simone, and all the best on your program.
Yes, thank you. All right, take care. Have a good night, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.